What you got, Mikey?
All right. So if you can
Please
prevent,
delete all of that.
if you can prevent, if you can prevent any event in history, what would it be?
I think the obvious answer is the Holocaust, right?
Ooh.
I mean, honestly.
Well, there's been more than that.
But let's start at the ground level.
Sure.
Holocaust.
No, not me.
All right.
Holocaust.
I agree that is an obvious choice, no doubt.
Yeah, it's the very most obvious choice. Or Chinese wet markets for ruining my 2020.
That was more the government's response.
Mine's way-
Never mind.
Mine's
I
way
think-
too deep.
No, go ahead.
Holocaust.
I have two.
Oh, that's fine.
That's why I'm showing three.
Okay.
Two.
Drunk ass.
One,
Okay.
Brent's going to love this one.
Oh, God.
I would prevent the Civil War, meaning Abe Lincoln wouldn't be president.
Well, what do you... Hold on. Why'd you call me out? Dude,
because you're going to take this as racial, but it's not.
No,
He's-
I'm not, dude.
no,
Hundreds
he-
of thousands of...
No, but
Americans
he's
died.
saying
Americans died.
that you
Yeah.
like if you prevent that, you prevent abolishment of
Slavery and all
slavery.
that.
I
Which is-
disagree.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not. This is not
It would
racial.
have came about eventually, anyways.
exactly.
It's coming again. I feel you guys can see in today's
Oh, the
politics.
Civil War.
Oh.
Yeah, the Civil War. But if they just let it happen without causing a war, because they did. The South just said, you know what, we're not down with this anymore. It hadn't even been 100 years. It'd only been like 70 years or less since the country had been founded. They said, like, you guys do what you want. We're going to do what we want. We're going to go down here. States' rights and all that. I understand slavery was going on. I don't feel like I need to caveat that or
Right.
talk about it because it was on its way out, and many black people fought for the South, believe it or not.
It's amazing
Okay.
that we even have to say anything like that.
It is.
No
but-
one agrees with slavery right now, besides a few select fucking
No, not
weirdo
even them.
groups.
There's literally none.
I know. No one agrees with that.
And not to
Yeah.
mention the U.S. are the people that got rid of it.
I mean, I know some people that
English
do
and
agree with it
French
still,
were
but they're
as
like
well.
not in this country. They're
And
actually
the
overseas.
funny, the
Probably
funny thing
in
is,
Africa.
Yeah, I
plenty
know.
of slavery is going on around the world right now.
Yes.
I know. That's
As the
crazy.
crow
part.
flies.
So that being said, 600,000 Americans died for no reason.
You got to think
Massive
bloodlines
slaughter.
ended, families ended.
Yeah, awful,
No, I'm down
awful.
with that.
Big lines.
Yeah.
Now, knowing what we know about
Motherfucker.
that and where we are now in our like
him!
You died on the
Texas
show, bro.
and Florida are clearly taking different directions than California and Michigan and New York, and you can see now it was the same thing back then. We just don't agree. Like there's a fundamental disagreement, and when you understand how the colonies were actually settled from people over in Europe, they were totally different people settling.
You don't
The
want to
people that
fight.
settled Maryland were completely different than
Yeah,
the
but-
people that settled Virginia.
You do
Yeah,
not
but
want
the
to fight.
people,
You
dude,
shouldn't have
Hold
to
on.
fight.
Hold on. You do not want to fight little army of Florida men. Just gonna say that.
Well, they're all going to be
Go
a
ahead.
bath salts, and
But
they're not going to stop.
you-
But yeah, sorry.
That's why I would prevent the Civil War because it didn't need to happen. Everything that happened was legal. Like South Carolina, when they said, "No, we're done," and Texas and Alabama and everyone else said, "No, we're out." If they just said, "Okay," I don't think the world would be a worse place.
Mhm.
But we'd have all those people that you talked about that died, the massive rift that still goes on today, and it's reappearing. It's so obvious to me. I don't know about you guys, but today's politics are so.
You're really going to end all those country music careers? You
It's re-
selfish
it's-
bastard.
No, they're
it's,
in.
It's just
What?
divisive. It is divisive. It's on purpose. And honestly, even people that we think that are fighting the other side, like Ben Shapiro, dude, Ben Shapiro posts the most divisive shit every day.
Right.
It's
Clicks,
insane.
like you said.
It's insane.
Yeah, I don't follow
I
him
thought
at all.
I thought I liked him. I did. And then I followed his page.
he sucks
It's
you in.
so freaking divisive.
Yeah.
I
All
sucks
day.
you in.
I feel like he is manipulative, and he
Very.
does it. I like people that I feel are being honest. and
He is smart.
he is honest.
He's
I
very
think,
smart.
But he also is doing it for likes and
he
clicks
has
and
to because it's his livelihood.
Dude, I love his
I love
voice, and I
his-
wish I could imitate him because
There's a
he's
guy-
just so
there's a
smarmy.
guy-
He's
I
so
sent you.
smarmy, dude.
I sent you guys like a video of the guy in my meetings. That always sounds like him. I think, right?
If I worked or
Mhm.
knew anybody that sounded
Yeah.
like Ben Shapiro, I wouldn't be able to keep it together.
He's
You
an
did a while
engineer.
back.
Yeah. He's,
So-
he's- yeah, but
I would prevent
Get him to
that.
say facts don't care about your feelings and record it.
Second thing I'd prevent.
Yeah.
9/11.
yeah, that was a big
Not
one.
for the reasons you probably think.
It affected a lot of our men.
You're
in
talking
my
about money.
No, in my opinion, that is where America hit the top. Like 99, 2000, we were there.
Dude,
No,
the
the
now
plane
we are
hit in the
clearly
middle
going
of the
down.
building.
I know. I'm talking about our country, and
Yeah.
now we are going down. And that was when the
It
government
was really-
decided,
Mhm.
let's take these
Control.
boys on a ride.
Yeah.
Let's offer them safety and security instead of freedom.
It's for the
And the
good.
American public needed that big thing to happen.
It could
Well,
be
once
us.
again, you're going to end Toby Keith's career,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch.
Forget why it happened or the conspiracies around it. It did happen. We know that planes rode in, whatever. And we gave away our freedoms right then and there. And now it's just the coronavirus is just another thing. But when the government gets a chance to seize,
You bridged a huge 20-year gap, bud.
it's all part of this plan.
The war's going away. You gotta.
It's all part of the plan to make
Uncle
people
Sleepy
feel.
Joe just pulled everybody out of Afghanistan.
I know,
man.
but he voted for it for the last 47
I
years or whatever.
I know.
Awful.
He's trash.
But-
He's trash.
Yeah, he
So
really,
sick.
He
if
really
you
is
can't see
bad.
past that.
This is bad.
He's a bad dude. He's not some old grandpa. He's actually like a bad dude. But anyway,
I'm not gonna
that
disagree.
Was the peak of our society, and we have been on a downward decline since. The American public decided to eat it up, give up our freedom and safety in exchange for, or give up our freedom in exchange for security,
Right,
yes,
that,
safety,
that
perfect.
totalitarianism.
I don't mind. I don't
or
mind if they
whatever.
watch this. Don't mind if they're. You shouldn't mind if they're watching if you're not doing anything bad. That kind of stuff.
Right.
Everyone's.
They changed.
And it sucks because I'm one of those suckers.
I kind of am, but like I'm.
They changed the whole mindset of
Yes.
everyone in this whole country, and
But we
now
weren't
people,
thinking about it then, dude.
Dude,
We
when's the
weren't.
last time you spent 10 minutes alone thinking? It doesn't happen.
On the
I'm talking quiet moment.
Oh no,
People
lawnmower.
don't
that
Lawnmower was
happens a
going.
lot in my life. What are you talking about?
Lawnmower was going. I did.
People
That's
watch
when-
TV. People look on Facebook. People get distracted and get their
Put that
thinking.
foot away.
Their thinking
I can't.
is given to them from a TV. They don't actually do it, and that's what they want. I mean, people want to feel safe. That's what the whole coronavirus response, in my opinion, is about as well. Making people feel better. I see you, nice calf muscles.
So
I prevent that
I'm
to save America.
stretching,
So-
bro.
So
I-
one part I wanted America to break up. Since it didn't, 9/11, I feel like if that didn't happen, America would still be on a good path. I feel like to save America, prevent
But
9/11.
9/11 united the country at the same time.
It gave the government
Yeah.
perfect example. The January 6th riots, right? If you Google riot right now, it'll come up. January 6th. Meanwhile,
What-
the country's
I-
burning.
What happened on January 6th?
Exactly.
What-
A little
they-
half-ass little takeover
It
of
was.
the
It
Capitol
was
building.
so small.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
that thing?
They're the people.
I forgot all about that.
Don't even type in January 6th riot. Just type in like riot, and Google will make. Oh, you're on Bing. Bing's actually better.
That's my favorite Paramore album.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had. Anyway, so the government has used this as a opportunity to just go hard.
Lack of training led to the Capitol. It went away.
Like,
But it was one
the
of the first.
military has training on extremism now. Like all of it, they say is because of white extremism that caused January 6th riots at the Capitol. When meanwhile, it wasn't even that bad.
Hold on. Look at that headline from Politico. Proud Boy charged with pepper spraying police during Capitol riot contracts COVID in jail. Why is that news? Who gives a fuck about that asshole?
I mean, that's so
That's
stupid.
it's
ridiculous.
a fake organization, and
No, Proud Boys is real.
no, but it was started as a joke.
Is
That's what's
that
funny.
Black Lives Matter lady in California buying up that real estate.
She bought
Yeah.
like $1.4 million house.
I
in
think
a
she bought like 3 or something like that. Something.
Dude.
Yeah, 9/11 was the government's
It's a
first big
nonprofit.
opportunity to seize and
Agreed.
change the American
So
public's way we view freedom.
that's what makes you so split on whether it was inside or not. Is because of the benefits that came afterwards.
Yes.
So, but then again, it could have been using that opportunity.
But
to their
at the
advantage.
same
Either
time,
way, they took it.
Exactly.
They took the opportunity.
what do we expect? So I'm sorry, Jacob.
I don't think
I didn't
Bush-
mean to
You can't live
trample.
in fear.
I really don't
is my
think.
thing.
I really don't think Bush fucking had any idea about any of that.
They kept him out of it.
Yes,
Probably.
they probably did.
But
bro,
he
his
was
face when they
briefed
told him.
before. something was coming.
it was Oscar worthy. If
yeah, yeah.
He's like,
So-
y'all really did that?
he's like, hey, I'm
Man,
He was
we
reading the
talked about
story,
it.
bro. Anyone that goes back down to reading the story afterwards, they didn't know.
right.
He would have been like,
He was just shell
"Okay,
shocked.
this is over." He
Right.
would act like he. No one goes back to fucking reading me
Right.
like, "I'm
That's
gonna
like a
hide
bunch
in
of
my
kindergartners.
shell. I need to hide. This is awful. I don't know what to do."
Dude, they
That's
actually.
You should know what to do.
I
though.
could be
Come on, you're
misspeaking
president.
here, but I'm pretty sure one of the places that they took him in the following days, because they kept him underground or whatever, was where my sister was stationed in Nebraska, because
You got some underground
they got-
silos or something out there?
Yeah, out in
Bunkers?
Offutt Air Force Base.
Oh, they got to.
So
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
the
we need
one-
some underground
so
bunkers,
You guys,
kids.
were poking fun at me earlier, like who's who would be the person to touch a penis in the room and all that shit.
Oh yeah, that
was
thing.
before the camera.
Oh
I think.
yeah. But that lady, that BLM lady working for a nonprofit and buying that house. Actually, I was like, that headline was like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
But at the same time, what do we expect her to do? Buy something in the inner cities?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just want.
Why do you want to live without the? Why do you want to live out with
Why
the
does she have so much
rich
money?
white people?
Let's start there.
No. What does this have to do with Brent touching penises?
Yeah.
It's the progressive, because
Yeah.
I'm probably the most progressive in the room, too. That's what I'm trying to say.
That was a
Touching
weird
wee-wees.
segue.
It was
That
a
was
I'm
The
sorry.
wee thing was before we
that shit
noticed
was
that
missing
he
a-
wasn't filming either.
That's
I was trying to bridge a gap.
That was missing
I'm
a
sorry,
wheel.
whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm
When
saying.
Yes.
That was like Speed got a State
Brett.
50 gap.
It should bother you.
But I saw the headline, and the lady bought a $1.4 million house in an 88% white neighborhood.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And Facebook censored New York Post's article about it. They killed it. Anyway,
I didn't know that part, but it's just weird. Should I feel bad for feeling weird about it? Like,
no.
am I
no.
allowed to feel
Waking
weird
up,
about it?
Everyone should be mad.
getting woke, bro.
I
Put
don't
on
know
the
if
right
I don't know
side.
if you should be mad about it, but
Nah,
like,
Yes,
it
you
does,
should.
It does make you raise an eyebrow.
Dude, it is double standard. It's hypocrisy
you should
at
be
its
mad about-
finest.
You should also be mad about all the people that are going to riot after this cop gets off. Didn't watch the trial, probably.
Oh,
Didn't watch
absolutely
one
not.
They're just
second.
gonna- they're just
Who
gonna
also
hear-
say they love
That's crime of
science?
opportunity, baby.
These dudes are doing like hard science. Like, they're doing some crazy stuff and
Right.
proving it
Right,
in the court of law,
right.
going word by, like, just going,
The
just,
prosecution.
and they're going to announce it and they're going to go crazy.
Yeah, man.
And other people are going to suffer, not the government. They'll be
we
fine.
actually know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can predict this one.
it's
They're going
pretty,
to
it's
say
pretty,
There's
it's,
no way they can
guilty
convict him.
of
it's
first-degree
written in
murder.
stone. And they're going to burn Minneapolis down.
You know what?
The
'cause
reporters are going to run out of the room, not even listen to the rest of it. And the
dude,
headlines
it's going
are
to get bad.
flash, and it's going to go nuts.
It's going to go. And the thing is, you can't pin it necessarily on him because it was mostly his chest. There wasn't even any bruising or anything from where
The
he-
prosecution
really?
admitted
No.
they don't
I haven't been
know.
following. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry.
It's way worse than you even think as far
Bad.
as how ridiculous it is that the whole summer was spent burning down things.
over a
this
crackhead
guy.
baby.
wow.
Sorry.
It's so obvious that the prosecution didn't even say how he died. They don't even know.
No.
No.
There was a snowball effect basically. He had
But
an
they can't-
enlarged heart. Number 1, demands a lot of oxygen with narrow vessels.
90%.
He's already
clogging.
got that going against him, right? That's one thing.
Right.
Dr-
Well,
he
he,
had a
was
bunch-
on the verge of a heart attack.
He had drugs present in his system. We all know that.
Yes.
So he which puts him at a greater risk.
Do you have the amount
a-
of drugs?
I'm about to.
Okay.
I literally typed this as I was watching the trial. This is exactly what he said. Just for people that didn't watch, that might watch our show or listen to
This
us.
is for Brent because
Sorry.
Brent didn't know.
So the drugs present in his system put him at a greater risk of arrhythmia, which is the heart beating with an irregular or abnormal rhythm, which was the methamphetamine. He had fentanyl, which slows down your breathing,
He had meth and
Yes.
fentanyl in his
It's
system.
a speedball.
which slows down your breathing
That's a
and
mega speed. bump.
lowers the oxygen saturation in your blood.
Yeah.
Then you have the norfentanyl, which is a byproduct of the fentanyl passing through their liver, which is how they determined when he took the fentanyl, which was in the middle of going through his system.
It wasn't it like 3 times the lethal dose or 4 times?
Well, there's pictures that I have that they showed, which literally shows a pill in his mouth when they're pulling him out of the car.
Well, they've never guaranteed that is a pill, but
No.
yes, the judge
No,
himself
they
said
haven't.
it looks like a pill.
Yes, there is a white dot in the back of his throat. Could be a tooth. Looks a little high to be a tooth. It's
I mean,
literally on the back
He
top.
just bought drugs and he swallowed them to try to get them.
Yes.
You know,
I mean, it
sucks.
It happens. It's a classic little.
Yeah.
You try to swallow the drugs. So, anyways, so that's how the norfentanyl is a byproduct of the fentanyl going through the liver,
It's
right?
all blowing my mind.
So the carbon monoxide. He was on the ground next to a car.
Yeah.
Carbon monoxide was present in his system,
all right. So he was
which-
breathing a little bit of fumes.
which robs the additional oxygen carrying capacity. Then he has the vasoconstriction, which is the constriction of blood vessels, which increases blood pressure.
Yeah.
Another thing. All these entities snowballing together against him.
Well, and his blood pressure is going to be up because he's getting arrested.
And that's not it. So basically they think he died because the heart exhausted its reserves, went to arrhythmia, and then it stopped pumping. What
That's
they also
not premeditated murder.
Absolutely
So what they also found in his bladder was paraganglioma. which is abnormal growth of cells that forms from a specific type of nerve cell that's found throughout the body, and it was a tumor basically. And
Probably due to drinking.
yes, and it secretes itself, which causes the individual to be hypertensive.
Oh, so he's already.
But it does that in waves, so it's hard to detect.
Okay.
They have to do special screenings for that just to figure out if you even have it.
Who the fuck is getting that screening?
Not him.
Right.
So yeah, cardiac arrhythmia due to hypertensive atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease during the restraint. That's how he died. And paraganglioma
So-
was making the adrenaline, which made the whole the mixture a lot worse.
So
And
ipso facto,
they actually say it's undetermined because there was too many things going on.
Yeah, because-
it's undetermined.
It's
how he died.
undetermined how he died.
because yes,
The way
he was very, very high, and he
Yeah.
had underlying conditions, and maybe the fact that he got caught being a piece of shit,
Yeah.
and maybe
Maybe him crying that he couldn't breathe when he was being pulled out of the
I'm not
car.
gonna get into that.
No, when he was being
He
pulled,
said he'd done that before, though.
when he's being pulled out of the car, was saying
being
it. Then.
under arrest shocked his heart.
That's crying wolf.
Yeah.
So I mean, you
But the
can't.
fentanyl amount, I don't think you said. It was like 3 or 4 times the lethal amount.
Well, dude,
Right,
if you
yes.
touch fentanyl, it could kill you. If you touch a
I
fentanyl
know.
patch,
Also,
it can
a
kill
certain
you.
percentage of the weight of the officer who was 160 or 70 pounds
That
would
has
have-
nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
would have had to been on his neck for it to cause
And
that
it-
much.
but it
and it
wasn't.
wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. There
It
was,
was
no
only one
bruising
knee,
of anything.
And they also say that his hand kept going in his pocket, which he had black gloves on.
Who
it
had black
wasn't-
gloves on?
The cop.
Okay.
They kept saying he was putting his hand in his pocket like this. He was just chilling on this dude's neck like it was okay. No, he was doing this, but he had a black glove on, so
for
it looked
more
like
pressure.
it just looked like it was in his pocket.
So for more pressure?
No, he was just having
He's just
his
resting his hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
just in case he needed it. Why would a cop put his hand in his pocket? No.
That's awful. Same
But
with that.
I do agree. Why what were those cops doing on the other side of the car that he was on the ground that long?
Well,
They
because
were waiting. I know
They're
for
waiting for the ambulance.
yes,
And they had to keep him down because of the hostile crowd.
that's it. Yeah,
No, that is
See,
apparently what they
now
were
you
taught
got.
to do.
I'm out. I didn't
Dude,
follow
the
this
crowd
shit.
was crazy. They were screaming at him.
You know me. I like
Which-
to put my head in the sand.
which
And
was
think the world's a
there was a
happy place.
paramedic girl that went on the stand. There's a paramedic lady. She might have been EMT. She was like EMT or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
She got on him. She kept interrupting this guy. She's like, the defense was asking her about how the cops or how does she handle the job when there's a bunch of people screaming. But she's like, it doesn't affect me. Like all this other stuff. Like I do my job. I'm that good, bro. After 5 minutes, she couldn't even handle this one
Yeah,
guy asking her questions. She was being such a bitch and like. You
Right.
have to watch. People have to go watch this. They
You
do
have to form your own
because
opinion.
because it's about shit's about to hit the fan, and you need to have all the facts before you pick a side.
Yes,
Dude, they're good.
because
Dude, Minneapolis is going to burn.
there is a reasonable doubt, which is all there is needed, that he did not kill him.
No,
You guys
on
don't think they'll
purpose.
make this guy? I hate
They
to use this
can't.
word. Do
They
you think they're
can't.
not
A
going to make
martyr?
him a martyr?
He will get convicted on something, unfortunately.
they got
Like
to.
involuntary
They
manslaughter?
got to do something.
something.
They got to do something.
They don't, but they will.
Yeah.
No, I know, but yeah,
But maybe not. But
If they let him walk, that city's going down.
dude, the guy's fucking.
He's
I mean,
going to walk.
his whole life
He's
is
going to walk.
Yeah, his whole life is screwed, anyways.
Oh, he's going to have to move to Europe or something.
Got to grow.
Or change his name or get some
Yeah.
plastic
Look,
surgery.
I
I
don't know.
hate bringing up the race thing, but
No,
a cop
do you?
just shot a white kid right up the street in Leonardtown, and
Yeah.
it's not even on the news, and it's never going to be.
It's not.
It's
It's not
super
needed.
sad.
It's
Actually,
super sad.
Some people that we know this guy and everything, so I don't want to like be insensitive about it, but it's literally not going to be a news event.
It's not going to be a news
It's
event.
not needed by anybody.
Exactly. It doesn't fit any
There's
narrative.
no agenda.
They don't need it.
There's no
Doesn't
agenda.
fit
About
any narrative, but it should because
Do we know why?
Probably.
Do we know why the cop put him down?
He had a
I was
he had
told
a-
he pointed a
he
toy,
pointed
like
a
an
gun. Yeah.
airsoft gun.
dude, it's a Glock. It looked or it was a
And a
6
knife.
hour fake gun.
You know what's?
Looked exactly.
You know
like
what's
a real
How
gun.
come we
hilarious?
don't point things at cops then?
I mean, I learned that when
There's
I was
a
a
lot of
little
weird
kid.
stuff about
So-
it.
Is
So-
it?
there
Is
was
it really?
some-
It's pretty cut and dry to me.
No, but there was 2 calls before that they think were the kid. 911, like, yo, there's a guy with a gun. Go check it out. And then the cops show up, and there's a guy with a gun. This kid.
You want to die or something? Suicide
That's
cop?
what everyone's saying, but I don't know, man.
That's
I
so
don't want
weird.
to talk about it, to be honest.
No, I
Because
don't
it's
know.
too
No,
wholesome.
I'm not trying to be insensitive, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we don't point things at cops
Now, another thing is,
Unless you want to get shot.
unless
now,
you want to get shot.
another thing is, yeah, he had to have wanted to get. I mean, there's only. How do you think this is going to turn? So, anyways, and I saw some comments saying it's ridiculous. They should have shot to disarm. It's like, have you ever shot a handgun in your
You
life?
cannot. See,
It's hard.
this is where me and you are going to agree.
It's
This whole
hard.
fucking Joe Biden, well, they should be shot in the legs.
Go
No.
ahead.
Okay.
You shoot
Have you
to
ever had a
incapacitate.
gun pointed at you?
No.
Scary. Exactly. That's
I mean,
enough.
If you have a
That's
gun
enough.
right now, Mike, and you bring in some gun, any gun, a paintball gun,
We're all freaking out.
we're freaking out.
Exactly.
Nobody
It's
wants to
terrifying.
get shot.
It's
You
terrifying.
freak out.
Terrifying.
I mean, what else needs to be said?
It's like you don't effing know until you're in that situation, and you don't tell me how to react when I'm in that situation.
Right.
I won't tell you how to react. You shoot them
They
in the leg.
have protocols. They
You shoot
have
them.
laws and rules for this. If someone points a gun at you,
I don't know that
you're
state
allowed to shoot them.
trooper. I don't know what trooper it was. It doesn't matter.
think about
He
this.
did what he was supposed to do.
The kid was
all it takes is one
16 or
shot.
17, underage. They released his name like the same day. That does not happen normally.
That's weird.
It was weird.
That's kind
It's
of
very
weird.
weird.
You usually see unnamed minor, this, that, and the other. A minor.
Because, like Mike said, it doesn't fit anyone's narrative. It's not going to go,
I don't
it's
know
not
about
national
that.
news. Dude, if it was a black
Absolutely.
kid getting shot, unarmed
We'd
from
be
the
on
cops,
we would be
He-
blown up
But
right now.
Let-
he
rioted.
wasn't unarmed.
he was. He had a fake airsoft gun.
From 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet,
Dude,
50 feet.
doesn't matter. The guy had a knife and was trying to get it and kill the cops, and they still rioted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. It would be an unarmed young
All I'm
black
saying is
kid.
that, dude, you can go to Walmart right now, get an airsoft gun, and it looks real. Period.
They posted the pictures of the gun. It looks.
Tell me it
so
doesn't
real.
look like a Glock. 'cause it
looks
does.
Looks exactly
like it
like
says
one.
6 Hour on it.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
know what?
Oh, it was a fake SIG.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
They posted pictures on Baynet.
Well,
I
the gun.
don't follow the county regs.
That actually was what it would have looked like. I think they said it wasn't the actual pictures.
Oh.
No, they posted pictures of the
I
gun
think they said
and
that's-
the knife.
How the fuck did
similar.
they get the evidence pictures already?
I think they said that's what it looked like. Like
They
it-
even posted a picture of the little knife.
It doesn't
little
matter if
pocket
it
knife.
looks like a little gun and it's pointed at me, and I'm a
See?
cop.
That's it. That's the real thing.
But hold on. It
Wow,
does-
that does look like a P357.
absolutely does.
Wow.
But no, I think it said something like that.
Dude,
was-
look, there's his name. Why is his name there? He's a child.
The first day it was there.
Rest in peace, that kid. And I'm not going to say it on this show, but
Brent, you know people that he knows
I'm sure I do.
very closely.
It's St. Mary's County, Jacob.
I know. It's
And they
too
lived-
sad. I
they
don't wanna
lived-
think about
600 feet from the fucking state police barrack.
it. I will say this. I don't understand the second shot.
What do you mean?
if he went down
He went down
and all he had was a
got
knife,
back up.
Well, if he
Well, I
gets
mean, I
back
don't-
up, they're shot too.
No, he was getting up, and it says all he had was a knife in his hand.
yeah, you could literally point a gun at him
you
forever.
literally just said you can't put yourself in the moment.
Bro, you can stay away from a dude with a knife as long as
Well, I don't know where the gun was, but he should charge him, kick the gun.
I mean, dude, that's why you're in that position to make those decisions. That's why you
Well,
get paid the
Let's
big
talk
bucks.
now
That's-
about what it takes to be a cop and why
6 months
The
of
only-
and why the things have slipped downward.
jogging. I don't know.
there's absolute no reason for there to be overweight cops.
I agree. They should be held to the same military
So, to
standards.
me-
Military standards are slipping too, Brent.
well, they should be
Everything's
higher
slipping
than.
to
God
let
damn
more
it.
people that aren't qualified in. Not just physical standards, mental standards too, dude.
No, I
Like,
agree with all that
We're
wholeheartedly.
not getting the best and brightest anymore.
Nobody look, and I know I like to poke fun at myself, but nobody should look like me and be 25 pounds overweight and be a police officer. And that's just strictly weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can't,
What was that extra noise there?
I burped. I'm sorry.
Snort.
If you can't keep up with a perp on foot, you don't need
Because
to be a cop.
somebody can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they should be the cop.
Yeah.
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 Now,
Yeah, keep up with him. Yeah.
there's been a lot of talk of it, and I 100% agree. Jiu-jitsu, with learning,
Krav Maga.
learning
Yeah.
all the, dude, they wrestle a lot with these
Dude.
perps, and I just used the cop term, and
Perps.
You
yeah.
ever been pulled over and go, I could outrun this motherfucker?
no, but
Oh,
I did.
I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
but no,
And I'm like,
I've told the story. Josh Green was there. I raced a cop
Mhm.
at the bar.
At Ape Hangers. I was there that night.
I fucking torched him. But the thing was,
And then he tackled you the second time.
Yeah, after I crossed the finish. No, first time.
Oh.
After I crossed the finish line, I turn around and he's running straight at me, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I kind of like ran a little bit, but I was like,
you're in a no-win situation.
I was like, what's going on?
I know what
like,
cop
I didn't
you're talking
know.
about. Too. That guy's a narc
He
cop
grabbed
too.
both my arms and like he like spun me on the ground, and I'm
Yeah.
like, bro.
Can I fight you right now or not?
I told him he made me
You
feel real.
can't.
I told him he made me feel real good about being a cop because I told him earlier I was like,
You're
I
talking
always felt like it's probably a little too short to be a cop or whatever.
I know exactly who the fuck. He's
torched
definitely
him.
a narc.
I torched. But
I love cops, but I know cops right now that are literally
I do like cops to a
not
degree.
doing
I'm
anything
gonna sip my tea over here.
until their time is done. Because why would you? All
Right?
you can do is mess up at this point.
Yeah.
Can't do anything right.
You know, and the army guy that got pulled over or Air Force
Yeah.
or whatever.
I
Army.
have done
Army.
zero research on that.
so
Army.
that guy he